Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode 240. This one reviewing only episodes 44 and 45. Now, in the case of these two episodes, the first one is a focus on Karakura. Yeah, she's pretty much the primary focus character the whole episode, though she's also the primary focus episode character of the final arc of the series, which I'll get to that. Don't worry, next few. Yeah, the whole thing with this one is like, oh yeah, this Arboma come from space. I'm thinking, a Boma come from space? That's a bit unusual. Yes. Oh, I forgot to mention with last review about the whole thing with the monster last episode, or it's a gun Boma. Yes, a gun Boma. Which I would think 20,000 years prior to the events of the series, they wouldn't have guns back. They had swords and bows and arrows, but guns? Seriously? It's like basically they created this monster because, well, it's a modern day. Maybe this monster was basically a sword monster and they changed it to a gun monster because it's modern day. I'm not really sure why. But in the case of this particular one, where, like, okay, yeah, the Arboma, and apparently we even get a ghost appearance by Amulet Boma, who died back in episode 31. And this is 14 episodes later. Actually, 13 episodes later. Here's the Amulet Boma. It's a ghost. The creature is still dead. He's been dead since basic episode 31. And says, oh yeah, go get the Arboma, become stronger. And she kind of does. She briefly becomes armored. And then, of course, turns out her human blood is gone. One thing I always got to notice, though, is that her and Yamura, basically, your skin color is different. Yamura, his is like chalk white. Hers is still normal human color. That could be because the actress doesn't like makeup. I'm not really sure, but who knows. So, yeah, then, of course, Riki, the Red Turbo, knows his weakness. The belly. Yeah, shoot the belly. He tries to seize his own sword. Doesn't work. Shoots with his gun. Doesn't work. Apparently, the only way to destroy, take from cues from her, is to use the creature's own sword. And then apparently the Arboma has no problem taking orders from Yamaru. Yes. Oh, by the way, Zenitsu, who's in the episode, he doesn't do very much at all. Yeah. And then the monster will be beat by the end of the episode. Now, I think with episode 45, this is a setup for the endgame arc. Because we even see more than a quick cameo by Reigen. Yes, we see his remaining. We see briefly over the course of these 5 episodes, since he got defeated back in episode 39. At this point, it's been 6 episodes since then. He has popped up 3 times. He popped up in episode 41, 43, and 45. It's his remain. He somehow is alive, despite the fact he's in pieces. Yeah, this is not really explained because next time I see him, he looks way different. And I do mean way different. I'll get to that when I get to talk about the endgame arc. So, the whole plot of this episode seems like the whole thing with Raygon seems like basically canon. While in the case of the whole thing with the boy in this episode, who's the prime focus character, it seems like 45 is a mixture of filler and canon content. He gets suit powers from suit magic from Miss Magic, who turns out to be Karakura, who uses Seal Boma, who was an elephant. I wouldn't be surprised if they did exist back then. I'm not really sure. So he used suit magic. The first thing he does with suit magic is to hop across the water. And then he proceeds to bag two his fellow male classmates right in front of female classmates. Yeah. And then, of course, Blue Turbo tries to do the same with him, but he's unavoidable. His briefs come off too. I'm like, what was the thing with that? And then, of course, he uses the powers to do the most strangest things. Swapping clothes, stealing cream pies from, crumpets from 3 teenage girls. And like, oh yeah, there's basically trouble with this damn thing. And then, by the way, so most of the episode, the seal in his hair is red. And then at one point, by the way, this is the same theater they went to for Masked Man. Yeah, it's the same exact freaking theater. Yeah, this I'm not sure where this is, but I remember this also popped up in Masked Man when they had that one-shot 6th Ranger. I think it was like X1, who was like supposed to be the original Masked Man, but he basically abandoned the role due to the fact his girlfriend died. but it's like the same one. By the way, it's only been 2 years since that theater's been seen. Now, if you're curious though, did that theater pop up in Liveman, which is the preceding one before this one? I don't remember if it did per se. Has popped up in your series after this one. I think it popped up a few times in the 90s. Yes, but it's similar to that ramp that I see in the 90s. Apparently that's an actual studio in Japan. This little ramp that's popped up in Go-Go 5, Ginga Man, popped up in several Sentai at that period of time. And here it is. Here's that theater again. Oh, I think it also did pop up. I think it may have been Go-Go 5 was the first time this popped up. It's popped up a few times. It's a recurring location in the series. So you get the Markham's gold and it becomes more powerful. Apparently the mark does not work on Boma at all, according to Kirka. And there's mysterious light. Of course, they suspect it's Raigon. Now, third time, and they suspect it's him, and of course Yama's like, no, it can't be him. He's dead. Because Turborangers killed him. Back up to 39. Despite the fact that the reviewers have seen the fact he's still alive, doing pieces. Yeah, what's the whole point of him being here? Instead of the end gamer. And eventually, of course, he's free from the power. And he basically loses the power when he used the back creature. And by the way, that back creature, he's only around for about 5 more episodes. Yes, his last appearance is in the penultimate episode. I'll get to the reason why if I don't want to get to it. But then, of course, the monster episode is defeated. With, of course, rugged Turbo Rugged, and that's the episode. Though this actually was pretty good, I enjoyed it. Now, one thing I do point out though is that the Super Turbo, which did pop up in episode 44, I think that was his 4th appearance since the first episode 32. So, by the way, its combination with the Turbo Builder, that only popped up so far in 1 episode. Episode 39. I would not be surprised if it popped up again. But next episode, we're going to see some changes. Big changes. And a return of an old foe. Should be quite interesting to talk about. I'm only going to do 3 more episodes for review and then basically call a night. Okay? The next video. Bye.